Come on. I think it's live. We going live? Come on. There we go. We are live. Yes, we're back with another Real News Quarantine. I know it's been a while, but we've all been busy with a bunch of crazy shit we might dive into. Um, we have the wrong title on here. But Trump has shut down the border and oh crap, what was the other thing? We slayed a cuck or two. It's been a very interesting time to be alive in quarantine world. And you were just going off to me about the draft. I'll just let you pick up right there while I finish fiddling with stuff.
Yeah. So one of the good things, one of the good things about today, the NFL, the first round of the NFL draft started today, where the college players are getting drafted into the pros. Now, it's not your traditional draft because of the whole coronavirus thing going on. So it's like
So how are they doing the
they're
draft then?
they're doing it with but basically a whole bunch of Zoom cameras. They like have like yeah, like literally that's what it is. It's like all these like I think Roger Goodell's calling the draft picks from the house instead of a stage. Like you know how he goes on the stage. He's like, and with the 13th selection of the NFL draft, the San Francisco 49ers select. Blah. Like no, he normally calls it on stage in front of a bunch of fans or whatever, but like this time he's doing it from his essentially from his house with like a green screen and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they're doing it, and ESPN is still trying to do their analysis, but they're doing it with, you know, Zoom like or webcams as well or whatever. And they're trying to interview people, the same deal. Trying to do their social distancing, and yeah, I mean it is what that part sucks. Like that part sucks because you always think like it's always cool to see like you know see them go up to the stage and hold up their jersey, get their pictures taken with the commissioner, and then like interact with the fans and like there's a lot there that's not as good I guess, but it's still my favorite time of the year. I love seeing the NFL draft. I and of course like we're from Penn State, so we're kind of keeping a little close eye on some of the Penn State players.
Yeah, like Trace McSorley.
Oh, he was what?
Or is he already drafted?
Are, wow,
You can
like
tell
you
I don't
really
care about
kind of like
football.
yeah, man. No, he was drafted last year by the Ravens. I think I want to say sixth round or something like that,
Well, there you
something along
go.
those lines.
Yeah, well, okay. I'm
Uh,
trying to think if there's somebody major that was leaving. Maybe the coronavirus may have altered my
well,
timelines.
think the big, I think the big draft prospect is KJ Hamler, the wide receiver. Let's see, hold on. But even then, it's like, well, wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, that was like the big name that I was kind of that people were kind of saying uh was going to be there, but even then it's not it wasn't like a really great um draft class from a trying to think here.
Oh, and by the way, I'm in the Penn State Minecraft server right
Oh
now,
no, no.
and people are
No, the big
building
name.
more.
So the big name so the big name is the edge rusher Yetur Grossmatos, which he's supposed to be like low first round pick. So there's not like a great pick for Penn State this year. And so and sometimes it happens, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
Whoa.
You know, lower first round, but that's okay.
Holy shit. The Penn
What
State.
happened?
People have been working hard on the Penn State Minecraft server. Oh my god.
Hmm.
They have more of the dorms up. It looks like Atherton, Simmons, and Pollock. and they started building the POC. Oh, they had the POC testing center, the fucking
Mhm.
Millennium Science building. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue. This was just wowing me.
Hmm. So, so yeah, like I had a I had a conversation with somebody, I guess, well, brief conversation, I guess, and they were like, because they're Eagles fans. There's Eagles fans here. They kind of,
I'm one
it
of
was kind of
them.
nice. But yeah, so I mean, you you kind of it was that we kind of got a little luxurious because last year Miles Sanders was drafted by the Eagles, so like, all right, there's a little hometown love or whatever, but that usually doesn't happen very often. Not very often anyway. But the but it's like they were like, oh, I'm they were upset that the Eagles drafted a receiver in the first round, and I'm like, well, if that's their biggest need, why not? Why not? If there's a talent player available, why not draft him? He's like, well, I wanted KJ Hamler. I'm like, well, but he's not a first round grade. This is they're only doing the first round today. They're doing rounds 2 and 3 tomorrow. Like, why would I would not want them to draft KJ Hamler today? That would be a terrible decision. That's how losers play. No, the Eagles know what they're doing.
Do they
Um
though?
they're actually pretty good when it comes to drafts. I mean they've they hit some, miss some, but I mean that's for the most part that's every team. Like there's a couple teams that draft really well, like front to back, but like, I think some teams draft some teams have more draft specialties than others. Like, some teams draft really good like late in rounds. Some teams draft strategically. Uh look at San Francisco. San Francisco, they were trying to draft a wide receiver this year. They had the 13th overall pick. They were trying to draft. They had a player that they wanted. They traded back one spot to a team. They got a fourth round pick, and then they still got the player that they wanted the whole time, right? So like, some people do that strategically, like that. Some people are just have a knack of finding great talent late in drafts. Like the Steelers have been doing that shit for years. Like they've been finding, you know, diamonds in the rough for years. Um, and then some people just, some people bomb. Some people like the Bengals. They're just terrible at what they do, everything that they do. That's why they got the number one overall pick this year, right? And they picked a quarterback, and he's probably screwed, but whatever. Um, but it's really interesting to watch because you see some of these college players, and you see them kind of transform into, you know, play like professional athletes, and like and you always watch college football, and I love watching college football, and I'm like, okay, it'd be really nice to see him play in the pros, and then you see him play in the pros, and it's like, all right, like we were lucky to see Saquon Barkley at Penn State, and then of course he translated into into the pros extremely well. Um, yeah, we were lucky to have that, but you know it's fun to watch. It's just fun to watch, just because, just in the sense that like you can see where people are going. It's like, oh, they met that pick matches up well. This one, like, yeah, what the fuck were they doing? I don't know. Like, it's interesting. It's interesting in that perspective. Like I always like football for pretty much everything but football. Like I like it from a salary cap standpoint. Like I like seeing the contracts. I'm like, oh, like, so, because in football they have like a guaranteed million, like a guaranteed amount of money, and then the whole total of the contract. Like, so if you see a contract, it'll be something to the tune of like, oh, it's a 4-year deal worth 60 million total, and 30 million of that is guaranteed or whatever, and like, which is interesting. It's an interesting concept because I don't think any other sport really has like guaranteed money versus non-guaranteed money. Usually in other sports it's like all guaranteed. So um and then you have the salary cap, like each team has to spend within a certain amount.
Mm-hmm.
Uh so there's that dynamic too. Um which is another reason why what the Patriots did over the last 10 years is fucking impressive, because like you only have a certain amount of money to to do things with, and like, and players, financially, players just naturally evolve. Like you draft a player, they have that rookie salary, and if they just completely become the best fucking player in the league, when it's time to renew a contract, they're going to demand like an astronomical amount of money, and there's no way that the team's going to be able to like keep them if they already have players, you know. Like going back to the Niners, they had a defensive player that was considered one of the best defensive line players in the league, but they only had maybe 10 million in cap space, and this guy was going to command 20 plus million a year. There's no way they're going to keep him, so they had to, like, you know, watch him leave. Like, so you that's kind of the dynamic that you deal with. Like there's multiple dynamics with a football team and how they become successful and how they stay successful, you know. But of course, with the Patriots, it really helps having somebody like Tom fucking Brady for a long time.
Oh yeah,
But
he's reliable. Except recently.
I mean, he's still, like, I still think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL even now.
Oh
Because
yeah.
you look at what the break, like with the Patriots, like, okay, they did not, by their standards, they had a disastrous season. But putting things in perspective, like they their their star tight end retired. Of course, now he unretired. Now he's with Tampa Bay. But they had no receivers. All their receivers were injured. They traded for a receiver. I think he got injured too. Their star tight end got injured. Like, or not tight end, star center, like their captain lineman, got injured for the year. Like they were screwed. Like they were, it was going to take an act of God for them to like get past the Chiefs or the Ravens or whatever. Like they of course fell to the Titans, but um yeah, but it was such, I like it, it's hard. Like it's really hard because of those dynamics. It's hard for one team to stay good for so long, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what makes the Patriots that much more impressive, because they made, like, outside of just keeping Tom Brady, they made good decisions. They got players, they released players when they had to. They, you know, they were creative in how they drafted, and you know what positions they were putting people in, and like it, they did a good job. But of course, but again, having arguably the best quarterback in NFL history tends to help tends to help with that situation. But uh, um, so I don't know. It's one of those things where I just like to watch it, and it's really the only sports thing that is going on, like, because of this whole coronavirus mess.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like gonna be the sporting event, the coronavirus, unless they find a
Right.
way to do, stadiums without crowds or something.
I get the feeling, and some people were asking me about this because I'm a ridiculous sports nut. Uh, they're like, well, what do you think? What do you think's going to happen if they're trying like with sports? Like you're going to get sporting events, or are they going to try? You know, is it going to be back? I'm like, so I think like with baseball, right? Let's just say with baseball, for example, I think they're going to bring baseball back without the fans at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, they're going to realize that it sucks ass without the fans, and they're going to bring them back. Like it's too much money. I mean, there's too much money that you're leaving off the table by not having fans at these games. Like these games, like you look at. I was reading. There was a study that I read that for a family of four to go to an NFL game, it costs around $1,100. When you look at
Jesus.
tickets, you look at tickets, parking, concessions, merchandise, all that, like all the things that total an NFL game experience, right? Yeah, for family four on average. Of course, that accounts the upper seating with the premier expensive seating too, um, but yeah, but yeah, like you can't not have fans at the games. There's too much money that you're just missing out on.
Mm-hmm.
Like the games, like there's game suites that are like in the millions of dollars. Like you're not you can't you can't just not have that kind of money and still expect to make ends meet. Like I don't I'm not sure how that would play. Because even to run a stadium costs money. You get what I'm saying? Like even to just run the stadium with electricity, water, plumbing, whatever, like that costs money, a lot of money. And you got contracts. You got contracts with like vending companies and all that craziness. They're losing money by the day. Like I think they're going to try it. I think most of these sports are going to try it without the fans. They're going to realize that it blows ass without the fans. They're going to feel the financial pinch, and they're going to be like, ah, fuck it, let's just bring the fans back.
Problem is, if they do that, they're just I'm afraid we're reopening and trying to get back to normal a bit too quickly.
It's a it's a dance. It's definitely a dance that you have to do. It's like, well, what? Like, obviously, we have to reopen this economy again because there's no. I mean, like, you can't just stay here. Like, you can't just stay here and just chill the fuck out. Like, there's like people have to live. Like, you can only do this for so long. But at the same time, like you're saying, you don't want to jump into it too quickly, and then maybe the curve readjusts, and you don't want to do that. Maybe there's a second outbreak. Maybe they're like, yeah, you don't want to. So you gotta really dance this thing to where it doesn't, where you don't fuck up everything that you've done so far. Um, and who knows? And really, like honestly, like who the fuck knows? Because there's so many things that we don't know
Mm-hmm.
right now. Even from a testing standpoint, like look, we don't know how many people honestly have or have had this coronavirus. Like we don't know. We have no idea because there's not enough tests, and the tests that are available are faulty as shit. Like we don't know. Like those tests that came out of China, they're anywhere between 30% and 6% reliability rate. That's disgusting. It's bad. It's bad. Like for us to get tested, you have to go to a hospital and they test your blood. But you know, like some of these people have gotten tested with these bullshit Chinese tests, and they don't they don't work. They don't fucking work.
Yeah, and then Trump took big action a few days ago by closing the borders, shutting off immigration, except for some temporary visas or so temporary
Hmm.
people. And I know
Yeah.
some people are freaking out about that, but I think there's a good reason for it. I'd assume.
There obviously is a good reason for it. Like,
Yeah.
like, okay, so the first off, look, we just gotta, you almost gotta ignore these people. The people that are so that are like quote unquote up in arms.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, look, they're gonna be up in arms about anything that comes out of Trump's mouth. Like, they're like, he could say Democrats are the most wonderful people in the world, and they would find something to bitch about. Like, well, why is he kissing our ass? What the hell does he want? He's such a terrible president.
Yeah.
Like, the you have to have it. Like, you can't have the outbreak that we have. And we've been doing it, and the United States has been doing really, really well with handling coronavirus, contrary to what the Democrats are saying over ESPN and MSNBC. Um, if like, because if you take out New York, right? If you just eliminate New York out of the picture, it's pretty good. It's pretty
Mm-hmm.
good. It's pretty good numbers, considering. It's just, yeah, New York is just a cesspool for sickness and death right now. Which is bad. I mean, I feel for them, but look, hey, that's what you get when you have a whole bunch of people. You have a whole bunch of people crammed into one spot, and you have a Democrat running all of that shit. What'd you expect? Sorry.
Well, even I was seeing a thing that everybody keeps praising Cuomo and they think, oh, he's doing such an amazing job. He asked for way more ventilators
Yeah,
than he
it's like,
needed.
we need 30,000,
40,000.
forty
They only
thousand
use like 9,000.
respirators. Like, look, you don't, like, there's no, I don't know. It's, look, there's nothing. Like,
And
you
I
can't
look,
handle all that shit.
I mean,
Like,
I understand you're gonna over ask to make sure you get enough. That makes sense, but
yeah,
he over
yeah,
asked like astronomically. And again,
yeah.
this is hindsight. I get all that, so I'm not gonna be too hard on him. But again, I think the same shit they're blaming Trump for and criticizing Trump for, they're not criticizing Cuomo for, because they're saying, oh, Trump could have done this, should have done this, but they don't do that to Cuomo, and that's really annoying. But
Well, yeah.
it's typical. I expect at this point, but shutting down the border, I think is a smart move. I was
Hmm.
surprised to see him do it when he did. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, for some reason I wasn't even thinking about doing that, even though it makes sense. But I'm glad he did it. Uh, and I think things are going goodish. I think the curve is kind of lowering. I think it's getting a little better, but I I don't know how long it's gonna last. Like, I'm afraid in the fall we're not gonna be allowed to do big events or anything. And that makes me nervous, and you probably know why. But I mean, it's still like months away. Like 5 months would get us through September. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know how long it's gonna last. I think in 3 months things should be getting more normal.
I, I, I think so. I think so. Because, I mean, they're they're working really hard. Like, they're working really hard trying to, trying to get, the hydro hydrochloroquine here mass produced to really kind of, you know, mitigate some of the mitigate some of the fallout or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're already at they're at phase one of a there's like a couple companies right now, they're at phase one of a vaccine. So, like, they're working hard, and I don't, like, I don't see the I don't see Democrats doing anything better in this sort of situation. I mean, I just, I think how Trump's handled it, it's been as the best that anyone really. I know. There's a whole bunch of people. There's a whole bunch of people that are critical of how he should have acted, or how fast he or slow he acted. But
Well,
like
there
he
was that
handled
one
it.
reporter that was trying to get him on that, and he was like, "How many?" He was telling her how many deaths. After how many deaths did I close off travel to China? And she didn't know, and he kept pressing her, and I think it was after one death.
One,
Yeah,
one dad.
that's what I think Crowder said. I'm like one. Whew.
Was that the wait? Was that the CBS one?
Yeah, yeah, yep, yep. It's a
Reed?
CBS chick.
Okay,
Yep. She's the new
she's like
Jim
a
Acosta. You know that? She's the female
well,
Jim
well,
Acosta.
she's well. Apparently, she like her husband was like he went to school in China and worked for a Chinese pro China firm or
Oh, there you
whatever,
go.
and and of course CBS Viacom, they do a lot multi-billion-dollar business over there in China too. So
They would
um
never.
um there's no way they would have a bias that would
Of course
alter.
not. They're
Yeah.
CBS News, Phil.
Anything.
They are impartial and perfect. And if you criticize them, you are
Yeah.
just a bigot.
You're just like you're racist, even though China is not actually a race. So
Oh man, I guess what I'm doing, I'm gonna start building in the Penn State server. I'm on Google Maps right now. We're doing this shit. I'm gonna
all right.
contribute. I really do want to, and they finally I could edit it in the server now. I can actually do some editing, so this will be fun. Apparently, they got some press. The Penn State Minecraft server, building the Minecraft camp or Minecraft campus. The Penn State campus was being talked about somewhere, so this is really cool. Let's see. How do I do this? Well, as I'm figuring this out, though, one thing I was gonna mention was that uh, we were we had our last Zoom TPUSA meeting, and a Groiper Zoom bombed it or tried to, and they started like throwing accusations at us, like, "Oh, you guys support this. You guys support mass immigration. You guys." Like he kept throwing these things around us. I'm like, dude, the fuck are you saying? He obviously didn't go to our campus or knew anything
I
about
don't
us.
like I don't like how people talk about I don't like how people talk about any issue like it's just a cut and dry thing.
Yeah, and
Like
that's
it's
how
not
he was.
complex, right? And that like immigration, like we all have certain opinions on certain pieces of, you know, the subject of immigration, but it's like as a whole, it is very complex. It is an extremely complex issue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you look at it like, we are a melting pot, but like, and there's a balance, there's a delicate balance. Like you want you want there to be, immigrate. You want to be we want there to be legal and bring, you know, because there's good people all over the world that, we'd love to have here,
Yep.
but you got to
But
do it
there's
the
no
right way.
benefit to immigration, he told us.
Yeah, it's like,
Zero.
no, yeah, there's, of course there is. It's like like
And he made a really stupid point. I can't believe I didn't. I was off my game. Because he said, he's like, don't you think if we had shut off immigration, we wouldn't have the coronavirus here? And I don't know why I didn't say this. Like, I came so close to saying it, and I think I kind of did in some ways. Because I said, well, wait, like,
what the fuck is he talking like
it was
it
travel.
wouldn't have mattered. It was,
Yeah.
yeah, it was travel. Yeah. Because guess what? New York, and you knew if there was an outbreak that New York was going to get hit hard. Why? Because New York is literally the
Packed.
capital. Well, no, and not only that, it's the international capital of
Yeah, but they
literally
have.
everything.
Well, I,
Trade, finance,
I think the
you
bigger
know,
problem with New York is that there are just so
culture.
many people there. There's no.
Well,
There's.
it's that too. Like it's a combination of things. Like it's so there's a gazillion amount of people there, which definitely compounds the issue. But there's so many, there's international business done every day in New York from a finance and trade perspective, right? Look, the World Trade Center, right? Whole lot of stuff going on around there, right?
Mm-hmm.
New York Stock Exchange, whole lot of international trade going on in this part, right? Lot of stuff. There's just a lot of stuff that goes on. International shipments to and from. Like it's one of the biggest shipping areas in the world. Like you there's a lot. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot that goes into it. It's not immigration. It's not immigration that's going to spread an outbreak. It's people traveling. It's
Yep.
people traveling coming here. Hell, you like people traveling to somewhere else and stopping at New York on the way there. Like, you
Yeah, and I
come
couldn't
in
believe like
sickness, cough on a bunch of people, and then fucking leave. Like,
yeah.
no.
I like I said, I couldn't believe I didn't bring it this make it so poignant because I kind of said like people do come from Europe,
Well, you
but
can't. Well, you're not going to be able to convince them. You're not
yeah,
going
I know he was
that
just set in his
like.
ways.
I mean, it's somebody who's thinks, and look, he's young. He's young. It's gonna. Some people it just takes a while for them to think on a on a bigger scale, like on a more complex facet. Um, and like it should we just let everybody in? Fuck no. Okay, right? I like the open borders are a terrible idea. No like we obviously need a wall, right? We need a wall.
Mm-hmm.
We need strict enforcement of our immigration laws. We need, there's a lot of stuff that we do need to curb on, but I mean, to just say no immigration, it's kind of ridiculous. Like when that wouldn't have even mattered. Like I and there's like, look, there's a whole bunch of companies, there's a whole bunch of business that's here from outside of the US. Like a lot of our business, a lot of businesses here are people that were from other countries. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well, and it's
it's just
so stupid, like to be looking at this one factor that was like, and look, because Trump didn't close the border till now. You want to know why? Because travel is the biggest issue. That's why we closed down real
yeah,
quick. I mean, these
yeah,
people are just so hard line. It's like, oh my God, it will never be enough. He could shut down immigration completely, and that wouldn't be enough for them. It would not be enough. They'd say, well, what
yeah,
about this? What about this? You need to do this. No, 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 no. It's like, Jesus Christ. I don't know why people don't like you guys. Like, I mean, and again, I am for limiting immigration legally and completely shutting off illegal immigration, but god damn it, like it's baby steps. It's not gonna be instant overnight. I mean, even if you want to be. But,
yeah.
I mean that's what we handle on the far right. And then we have people who will remain unnamed, within the party establishment cucks that we've been having to deal with. And man, ooh, we slayed a new cuck, and boy did they not
Oh,
like it. Hello, Alex. We are
well,
live.
all right.
How have you been doing?
I've been doing all right.
Dude, you need to see the Penn State server. They've done a shit ton to this. Like, a lot of the campus is getting done. And they got some media attention, too. We've just been talking about something that happened actually at the Turning Point meeting. A Groiper, uh, I guess you could say, Zoom bombed our Zoom.
What they do?
They just came in and started stupidly blaming immigration for the coronavirus.
Uh,
He was
I don't
like,
really see bombing unless they show like porn or like racist shit.
yeah, I think one of the BMP people shared a link to somebody. That's my guess. But he just came in. He was like, well, if Trump had shut down immigration like months ago, wouldn't we not have the coronavirus? I'm like,
Yeah, probably.
immigration?
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh, you
No,
know,
absolutely no. The biggest
no
problem was travel.
yeah,
problem. Like immigration from China, maybe.
yeah. I
Yeah, but
mean,
but there were more people traveling from China than immigrating. That's the real issue. And even
Yeah.
if you shut off immigration, like you'd still have people traveling, and it would still spread.
I mean, it would
It would
help. Like
help,
it
yeah.
would
Well,
help,
because
but
you
it's
don't know where the people were coming from. They
right.
could have immigrated over here and then like been in China also.
And we would never be. You're never going to be able to track. like the travel that happens, because there's so many airports like in so many different cities, and you're trying to track all of that shit. Like you it's not happening. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
just not happening. From a travel perspective, this thing was going to hit. It was going to hit some of the big cities, and that's just how it was going to be. Like, I mean, there was no avoiding New York getting fucked over with this whole thing. No avoiding it.
Yeah, that happens. You know, like yeah, you get a big city like fucking New York City. There's not much you can do.
Well, there was so many guys. Like I was telling, I was telling Sean earlier. There's so many compound things that played into how New York got as fucked as it did. You
Well,
know,
like yeah, in general, I mean, any sort of urbanized, like dense population, you know,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you have like public transit. Like, I mean, it's
that's
great to
true.
have public.
That's another thing. Yeah, that's another good point. Good point,
Mm-hmm.
Alex. Like
Like yeah,
that's
you know,
another thing.
they have subs. They have people who live like outside of the city proper who have to come in, and then you know they spread to the surrounding areas, and that's why like I think like New York City itself wasn't too bad, but it's the areas like right surrounding it because that's where everyone works. You know, they're going to the
Yeah,
subway, they're going to all that other shit,
but
and
yeah,
that's part of the issue.
and then there's such a big travel, like there's lots of travel industry. Well, there's a lot of international industry that's done in New York. You know, you got your
You
the
got the
stock
JFK
market.
airport.
You got the investment, like the stock market, the trade, like the international trade out there. You've got one of the biggest shipping areas in New York. You've got one of the like there's so much that's going on from an international perspective in New York that like, and there's no way like you're not gonna keep Chinese people out of New York. That's just ridiculous. That's a ridiculous concept to even.
Yeah, like that's the thing, you know, they generate lots of money, but they also, you know, they have a lot of fucking travel over there.
Well,
And that's why you'll probably see like, you know, I think Houston or whatever, you know, they have a couple we have a couple other big cities, but the reason why New York really takes the cake
Mm-hmm.
is just because it's probably one of the only places you could even compare to Europe in terms of like actual public transit.
uh-huh.
And that's definitely the biggest thing, especially because in America too, like I don't know, like in Asia and stuff, everyone, you know, after the original SARS outbreak, you know, that's why they always like even the international students here, they always wear those masks when they're sick. You
Mhm.
know, now we're finally starting to get to that. And maybe after this whole thing, we'll start to see that around here, like when people are sick to go and wear a fucking mask.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's something that definitely needs to be more of a thing.
Like people, like remember when I was at Penn State, it was always like, oh, look at those weird, like you know, Chinese suit, like
Mm-hmm.
you know, people wearing the face masks. And now it's like, well, shit, you know, if we were doing this, we probably could have helped limit the outbreak of it. I mean, there's a bunch of other things too, and you know, just the way that our system of government works, where we have a lot of power at the state and local levels to go and deal with this, not the federal level, which I think is, you know, that's fine. We like, you know, the federal government has enough power as it is. We really don't want to be increasing that unless we
Mhm.
absolutely need to.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into this.
Yeah, I know, and that's why like I was getting like Ms. Groyberdu was kind of just being very simplistic. It's like, come on, dude, like you're looking at this through one lens, one prism, when there's way more going on here. But so that happened. We had our last meeting. I guess it went well. I mean, it is what it is. I'll put a farewell message in the group me at some point. But we were talking about this. And I figured we are just gonna go on a rant about this because we were ranting about it last night. But cucks, fake conservatives, phonies. Oh boy, do they piss us off now more than ever before. What are your thoughts, Alex, on the any of the recent shenanigans?
Yeah, no, certain people, you know, they straight up lied to people, and that particular person who did that is a piece of shit. And you know, I hope he gets what's you know, he gets some sort of just desserts because that person literally sounds like a fucking Disney villain.
Yeah.
Like just the arrogance from this douchebag.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully that person never pursues a career in politics because if I hear about that, You
Yeah.
know, there's gonna be hell to pay for fucking over fucking combat veterans.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a crazy time here at Penn State with all this drama, but there was a person who played us for an entire year, and we thought, oh, it's not as bad, it's gonna be different. And we saw some concerning signs for sure recently, with handling of money and a bunch of other things. But I called out somebody that was a fake Republican, a total cuck, a total wolf in sheep's clothing, whatever you want to fucking call it. I just mentioned something. I asked a question. I wasn't even being a jerk about it or anything, or even being trolly. And I get a text just immediately like, oh my God, how dare you do this, Sean? Like, how do you think this is productive and this is good? Duh, 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 duh. I'm like, you people are insane if you think we shouldn't be purging the problem, the fucking problem that we've had so long, which is cucks and fake Republicans. And I just don't get it. And then at some point, I started getting smeared as associating with Nazis, which is a total lie. And because the alt right at Penn State hates me, I hate them, and I used to be a part of Bull Moose Party, but that was when a veteran was in charge and was keeping the alt right people at bay. And I stayed on for a while because I thought I had hope. I thought maybe things would change and that we could get him back in. We tried and failed. And at that point, I said, okay, it's a lost cause, and I left. But, you know, the person was using them as a total excuse, I think. That's my opinion. They just made it as an excuse as to why, oh, this is why I lied to a veteran's face and told him, oh, you'll be president next time, or oh, we'll help you out. You can get a board position. Like I'll just hold it for you, because this person became president and told the person that should have been president, the veteran, that don't worry, we'll have it handled for you. I'll do something special for you. Didn't fucking happen. And we know why now. It was a total villainous, evil power move. Like, this is one of the dirtiest things I've ever seen,
Yeah.
and just disgusted me last night. Like, you wouldn't believe I was so pissed. And I don't get shocked by things anymore, and I don't get pissed by things anymore. But this properly angered me, because he seemed normal, he seemed decent, and it was all a total fucking lie. Every cuck, every fake conservative needs to be held accountable, and they need to just be purged from the party, because these people are way worse than any Democrat. They're way worse. At least the Democrats are like, yeah, fuck you, and they tell you to your face like that they're gonna fuck you. But this person's like, I like, oh, I'm so nice and I'm so innocent, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm this. Or weren't you smarter, Sean? Didn't you know the whole time about my plan? It's like,
Yeah, this
Jesus.
fucker literally did that for like just complete bullshit on his part. And I've told people about this, anyone that I know who is involved with Republican politics, to make sure this person does not continue spreading like they're just backstabbing behavior. I hope this person, they never get involved with politics after what they did. And if they do get involved with politics, whatever fucking campaign is against this person, I will support 100%.
Second.
Like that, like he has
Hard.
created like, and here's the funny thing: if he wasn't so fucking arrogant, we would have never really known the true story about
Yeah.
this. Like, he
Mm-hmm.
would have always been like, oh, this guy's a cuck. But after that shit, I'm going to go after this fucker. Not like
You're not gonna hunt him down.
malicious ways, but if this person goes into the world of politics,
Oh yeah.
you know, that I'm gonna let the fucking person they're working for know what happened, because you do not fuck with veterans.
Mm-hmm.
You don't lie to people. Like, I don't like, if he didn't really like this person, he could have just fucking said it. But no, like, he literally did this to go and sneakily grab power. And I could care less if he just fucked over the college Republicans, because everyone fucking does that. But when you go and
Yeah.
fuck over someone who I had a ton of respect for and lied to, people that I care for's face, you don't just get away with that shit. Like, you
Mhm.
have, you know,
You'll be held accountable.
Yeah, you know, you mean
And I,
you might go on for a long time, but you know, in the words of fucking Johnny Cash, sooner or later God will cut you down.
Yes.
it always catches up to you too. All the shit you do, it always catches up to you. There's
Karma's a
never,
bitch.
yeah. I know, like, okay, so if and I thought about this too. I was angry for God knows how long. I was angry pretty much that whole night.
Me too.
But if it wasn't if it wasn't a veteran,
Mm-hmm.
it would probably be considered it'd probably be considered politics. Just
Dirty politics.
dirty politics. Shady, dirty politics. Which hey, some politicians do that. Um, but in this particular instance, it's Republican politics, and veterans to the Republican Party are fucking adored, right? They're adored. I mean, especially like you're talking about combat veterans, right? The really red-blooded Republican Americans.
Mm-hmm.
If you do somebody like that dirty, that's a no-go.
Mm-hmm.
That is a no-go, even by Republican standards. That's like, no way, Kiwasabi.
That's the thing too, is like, to give a little more context to people that are listening, this veteran was running for the CR presidency, and he paid because in order to be an active member, which you need to be an active member to hold office, you need to attend 4 meetings, pay dues. He did those things. They said he didn't. They say he didn't pay dues. He paid dues again. They said he still didn't pay dues. And the person that then, there was a race between, we'll call him Captain America versus, what can we call this other person? What's a funny?
What tampon?
We had Captain America against Tampon. And, the establishment wanted Tampon to win. We, Trump supporters, normal people, fun people, cool people, wanted Captain America to win. When election day came, they said, Captain America, you are still unqualified. You can't be president. So we said, this is fucked. This is fucked up. They didn't care. But we're like, what are we going to do? And who are we going to call? Can we call him Goblin? Is that who we're going to call her? Or what's a Disney villain? What's a Disney villain that we could use?
I wasn't there for that election. I thought you were referring to a Disney film.
Oh, okay. No. We were talking about the guy that was running against Captain America. But the Disney villain, we could call him. You said Hans. Was that the one from Frozen?
Yeah, I think that was Hans.
Hans. Okay, damn, that sounds too cool though. I don't like that.
Well, it sounds German though. And that guy, he thinks he hates fucking Nazis. Which,
and but he apparently shared a Hitler meme, is what I heard. And it was a pretty edgy one, if you get my drift. So Hans here says, hey, look, I'm on your side. How about I take the presidency? How about I run for it? People support me, and next semester, maybe I'll keep it, maybe I'll drop out and let Captain America in, or maybe, I can give him a position or something. Well, guess fucking what? That shit didn't happen. He also said, oh, there's going to be receipts for dues. There'll be no more lost dues. Bullshit, didn't happen too. Oh, we're going to support Donald Trump. Bullshit, this guy doesn't like Trump. I almost wonder if he hates Trump.
Well, he probably does. Yeah. He hates like people that are,
genuine.
Alpha.
Yeah, they're Chad.
He's probably like what's the word for that? Like it's not just bait. It's like the fucking Omega where
Simp.
It's like this guy fucking seems like it. And I kind of feel bad for the dude because apparently he may or may not have had like a health condition when he was a kid. But now I don't even know if he's lying about that. Like when he lied about something for so long and then act like that, you can't trust a fucking word this douchebag says.
Yeah.
Like he is literally the scum of the earth.
And look, we had some hesitations, but we're like, oh, but he seems like a nice guy, good guy that's gone through some shit and has helped people. It turned out to all be a fucking lie, and it's just like, ooh, I felt, now my anger's coming out because I felt so cheated, and like screwed over for an entire year believing all this endless bullshit. I've dealt with so much bullshit. I was the Turning Point president. I guess I still am at Penn State. I've dealt with endless bullshit from all kinds of angles and all kinds of sides. I've dealt with racists. I've dealt with crazed lefty SJWs. I've dealt with everything. I dealt with the university shitting on us. I've dealt with the campus media shitting on us. I have dealt with fake Republicans. I called one out. But I have never dealt with somebody that was this disgusting, and then they admitted it to me in this like movie villain way, like, "Oh, I thought you were smarter the whole time."
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and the funny thing is, he thinks this is all going to be over because the election's over.
No.
Fuck that. No,
No.
this is going to fucking bite you in the ass.
This is gonna be a look. This is I have shit on a lot of people, but this dude, his shit trail he's leaving will be a long and slow burn for the rest of his life. And I'm not saying like I'm a dox or anything. I'm not saying that, so people don't get misunderstood. But people talk, shit spreads. You are gonna be the most untrustworthy person in politics. Nobody's gonna want to work with you. You might get something, but man, when karma's gonna come back to bite you, and it's gonna hurt. I have probably a lot of issues, and I probably have fucked a lot of things up in life. But guess what? If there's one thing I always try to be consistent on, is fucking honesty. And I know you guys are the same way, and that's why we're best friends, is because we're fucking honest, we're authentic, and I hate fakeness and dishonesty like nothing else. It just boils me up. It is the worst.
And that's the problem with a lot of politics. That's the problem that's been in politics for so fucking long.
Yep.
And you have somebody like Trump that comes in and just completely is like, let's get rid of the fucking swamp, right?
No wonder this guy hates that, because he is a fucking swamp.
He literally is the
He's
swamp.
Can we call him an ogre? Can we call him like Swampy?
Yeah, fucking.
I want to even go one step further, because one of his friends is a fucking intern he's getting an intern job with the state. Like,
all his best friends are swamp monsters.
Yeah, I want to be like, hey, you know what kind of intern you have? Oh, you got like the lowest of the low here.
You got a piece of shit. Like, these people are just so shitty. Like, I mean, how could you do that to a veteran? Lie to his face and say, yeah, I'm going to help you out. And then admit to me when I say, did you lie to his face and my face? And he goes, 100%. Gotcha. Who the fuck says that? Like, that is sick.
Yeah, like, the dude pretends that he was mentioning like Christian shit. Like, no, dude,
Ooh.
that's not something. What would Jesus do? He wouldn't be doing that shit. I can tell you that right here.
That one almost, Thou
shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Dude, I was about to invoke the fucking 9th Amendment, or commandment, sorry. The 9th Commandment, because, like, when he brought God into it, that pissed me off on that level.
Like, he thinks he's on some fucking crusade over here, buddy. You're fucking, you're complete garbage. Like, I think there was like a fucking quote, like, fucking evil people go and use the fucking Bible for their own fucking purposes, and that's this douchebag.
People that use religion really piss me off. Like, that just really grinds my gears, because I bet he doesn't give a shit about any of this. And he's the one that didn't do.
He's a sociopath. He doesn't give a shit about anything except for his own fucking wants and desires. Like,
yeah, he is a sociopath, and he doesn't, like, he was all about, like, oh, like, when the veteran run was gonna happen. Okay, Penn State college Republicans traditionally do the 9/11 run. Guess what? For the first time in, like, who knows the fuck how long, it didn't happen last time when the ogre was in charge. And
I think this dude,
we
like,
know
literally
why.
hates veterans.
Dude,
I honestly think he does.
He probably
I have
thinks
not
they're
seen
Nazis.
prove the contrary.
Yeah. Dude, I don't even know what this dude believes in.
He's like the other, like, Russian, other fucking villain that we know, the fucking Bond villain. Well, at least, like, I don't know, like, of those two people, I would trust the
Bond villain, dude,
significantly over this dude.
Yep. That's saying something. That is fucking saying something.
Because both of them lied through their fucking teeth, but this guy did some fucking just unforgivable stuff. Like, honestly. Like there's very few things that piss me off as much as some of the shit this guy's done.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, and he just thinks this is all gonna blow over because it's the end of fucking he's a senior, he's graduating. Oh,
Yeah.
good luck finding a fucking job, you douchebag.
Apparently he's been having trouble finding a job, and that's none of our doings, by the
What?
way. Yeah, I
Oh,
wonder why.
he had trouble before
What?
he finding a fucking job. Oh.
Oh my
So
god.
so
He's
so
having
you
trouble
say
now. Ooh.
so you're saying companies and governments don't want to hire a piece of shit? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
It's not, and he's like fucking
Maybe.
lazy too. Like he's literally had the college Republicans like, it doesn't take much to just keep up the status quo. I'll put it like that, beforehand. They didn't. It wasn't that hard of a job, but he still fucked it up. Like this guy's such a lazy piece of shit. No wonder he wants to be a politician.
No, he is lazy. I have insider information where he just wouldn't do stuff when asked. He wouldn't tackle any things he should have been tackling or doing any tasks he should have been doing. He just was complacent. See, I wonder if he's even incompetent at this point. I think he's just fucking lazy and
He
corrupt.
just
And
wants to manipulate people. Like that's the only thing. Like no wonder that's the only thing he can fucking do is lie. That's
hmm
his only fucking skill is lying to people. And that only works until people realize that you're a fucking liar. And now we know. And now anyone that I know, if they ever ask me about this dude, I'm gonna say don't trust him. He's a liar. He has screwed over veterans. If he ever wants to get any job with the fucking VA, you know, not definitely not someone I'd recommend for that position.
oh no, God, I just feel. I just want to like, what can I? I'm glad we did the charity run we did with Turning Point and
Hmm.
Captain America, because that it makes me feel better that at least something was done. But God, I feel just like, oh God, it's like, what can we do? So
Well, the
awful.
only thing is, if anyone ever asks you about this, dude, tell them the fucking truth because you don't want that to happen to them.
Yep,
Hmm.
give them the real red pill.
Yeah, like toxic people like that. You mentioned they're worse than Democrats because with the Democrats, they like the more stupid shit they do, the more it encourages people on the right to go and fight harder. But when you have people like this, it encourages people not to fight at all. It encourages
Exactly.
people on the right to just fucking give up and turn over. Like, this person, he's just a real piece of shit all around.
Mm-hmm.
Like just lazy. Like he has no good qualities about him that I can see. Like from what I understand during CPAC, he like had everyone on a fucking tight leash. He wouldn't let them do anything. From what I understand, like he tried to make them stay around him, probably because he wants to pretend that he has fucking friends.
Yeah, that's the thing
Probably.
too. Is I look at these people, I'm like, who are your friends? And I find out it's the same fucking
It's the
people.
same pieces of shit, just like him.
Yep,
Like
same shit.
same manipulative sociopaths. They're just like he is. It's like, oh, you guys, wow,
Yeah,
birds,
shit sticks together.
Yeah.
birds of a flat feather.
Like
Uh,
like attracts like, and and that's the thing too. Like you'll see that in life. You'll see people who are friends with these pieces of shit. Not all the time, but you'll see that they often tend to
be the
fit around
same.
each other. Toxic people, they surround other toxic people because they don't like normal people. Like if you have someone who's a drug addict or like an alcoholic, if you're not an alcoholic or a drug addict or have some sort of really fucked up problem like that, they don't like normal people because they would call them out for their bullshit. But
Mm-hmm.
toxic people, they like other toxic people because their
Mhm.
fucked up world seems okay to the other toxic people, and they won't go and call them out as much.
Like we're like, and it's like,
And he's the one that kept telling me
another thing.
it's only a small college club of 30 kids in the middle of Central PA, and I'm like, you listen to your own fucking words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not writing that on his fucking resume when it goes to apply for bullshit jobs. Oh,
Mm,
I only had a small college, like a fucking small club in the middle of PA, and you know what? It was when I was there. There's a lot more people involved with it.
Hmm.
He contributed to it becoming a small fucking college club.
Yeah.
And him and the previous presidents who fucked everything up and create disunity with the Republican Party. Because you know what? If they actually played their cards right and they didn't denounce Trump, there'd be a lot more people in those meetings. There'd be a lot more unity, but they're hampering themselves against the Democrats, and it's been happening for a while. And he's just another brick in the wall with that. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
like honestly, I can't find a single person at Penn State that I downright dislike more than this person.
Yeah, and we've dealt with a lot of shitty people too. Like the bar is high.
Yeah, like this takes the cake, and then for him to be so like arrogant, and how much fucking hubris about this activity.
Oh my
Too.
god.
Like
He said he's
that's just
proud of it. He's proud of it.
he's proud that he literally fucked over a veteran, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and he literally stole the election. Because if this was a fair fucking election, that would have never happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if this was a fair election, Captain America would have smeared
Honestly,
the
like, is there
floor.
anything that you can think of that he did that the university might be able to investigate? Because I think that might be worth it.
I'm not sure. Well. Actually, he did instruct his treasurer to break university policy.
Send that to the university. I don't care. This dude needs to fucking suffer for that shit. If he's, he did this shit and he basically laughed in your face and said, "You're a fucking idiot for believing in me."
Mm-hmm.
He deserves that shit.
I remember what initially pissed me off about the first thing that tipped me off about him was when he actually made fun of you, Alex.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, "Ooh, what are you talking
People
smack?"
that are shit making fun of me, I'm all fucking for that, because you know what? I if they said good things about me, I'd be more fucking concerned. You don't want shitty people like praising you.
Yeah.
Like that's one, because then that shows that I want to be as separate from this fucker as possible. Pretend he has coronavirus, smallpox, the plague. I do not want to be in the fucking same room with this douchebag. I don't want to be associated with him. I'm already sad enough that I'm kind of pissed that I was in the College Republicans, because that has some association to this piece of shit. This utter fucking trash fucking pile full of like dirty diapers and like used condoms. That's this fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
Because it's like when I hear that, I go, "Ooh, you don't like this person." That tells me something. It tells me you're I hate to use this fucking phrase, but it's like you're on the wrong side of history here, buddy. It's like like what this type of person. Then I hear the neocon talk. Like, you know what? I think intervening in other people's business is actually not a bad idea. And I'm like,
Yeah, 'cause that's all that he fucking does is intervene in other people's business. Like that's
yeah.
that's how this sort of person operates. They get involved with all this drama. They start it. They are the reason for it. They do nothing productive in society. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to go and put like I know some great poli sci majors, but there's some people who gravitate towards that because that's they just want to be involved with the fucking swamp. They want to be a career politician. They don't want to produce anything in life. Some people are great in poli sci majors, but you get people like this who are sociopaths and see this as the quickest way to the fucking top.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I didn't like when he said to you, it's like, well, like, don't you have anything like, or he said something
You're
like,
graduating.
you're graduating, like it's over, like the election's over.
Oh no,
what
it's
do you
not.
still?
Dude.
What do you like let it go? It's over now. It's like, no, this is never over. Like there's so like the elections are over. He's right.
Mm-hmm.
But no no leader worth his salt is going to say, "Oh, the election's over. Now it's time to kick back and relax."
Yeah.
That's a
Well, except for
terrible
a
leader.
lazy piece of shit like
Yeah, I said no leader worth his salt. Like he's it's not. I you can't do that. Like you just can't do that as a leader. That's not what good leaders do. When you win an election, it's like, oh, thank you everybody for having your trust in me.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you. Let's get to fucking work. All right, that's what we're looking for. That's what the people that are voting for you. That's what they're looking for. They're like, okay, we're here. This is a great victory. I want to thank everybody that voted for me. All right,
Let's get
Fun's
to
over.
work.
Let's get to work. Yeah.
It's like in
And
Game of Thrones when Daenerys gets to like the fucking Dragon Island. She just like gets in, just like pounds that table. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Like, get to work, do shit. You know, it's like, but instead the mentality is like, oh, nice chairs. All right, let's sit back and relax. And yeah, so, oh, you met Karl Rove. Oh, it's so wonderful. Oh, did you shake
Yeah, like
hands?
this douchebag. You know, of course he like idolizes that guy. You know, just
Yeah,
some like dude. He literally does nothing but goes on fucking Fox News and just complains and
and like fucking
bitches
scribbles
about
on his
Trump.
whiteboard.
Yeah, like no one gives a shit about Karl Rove. Like, I mean, I went to his fucking event because why the fuck not? That was before Turning Point even existed at Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, like they were at that point they were pretty much the only conservative organization at Penn State, the College Republicans.
Jesus
And within,
Christ.
you know, just kind of remember that, like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's kind of split. Like when I first started going there, the only real conservative organization I even knew about was College Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
And within like what was it, like 2 or 3 short years, we have if there's Bull Moose Party, there's fucking, you know, all the like Turning Point, like, and that's all because the college Republicans couldn't keep their shit together and they had to go and bitch about Trump. That
Mm-hmm.
literally started all this. Like all the people who were in all those different clubs, you know, they could have all been going to the CRs if they only stuck with Trump. They fucked up, and you know they're gonna keep facing those consequences for that until they like, you know, fucking endorse Trump. But I mean, and I'm glad they have Turning Point now because it's nice to have more than one conservative organization when you have, you know, multiple Democrat aligned organizations as well. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you know, that's probably why the CR membership is so low, why they only have 30 kids or whatever in their organization, as they say.
did he say
Mm-hmm.
30? I thought he said 20.
Oh, 20. Yeah,
I
you're
thought he
right.
said 20. Yeah. I was like, yeah, like it's like, oh, it's worried about a club with only 20 kids. I'm like,
Well, you made
uh,
such a big deal that you became
worried
president of that
about
club. If
that?
you really felt that way, why do you even run for president?
You should.
Or
You
is
know,
it because he realized that he's incompetent and he couldn't run for anything with more than, you know, 20 people? Because they'd realized that he's unfit for leadership.
that's what he wants. He wanted only 20 people to vote because like you can manipulate the less people you have, the more you can manipulate. You know,
Yeah,
the
that's why he made them
elections to
stay
your
with him at
advantage.
CPAC so he can manipulate them. He can only
Yeah.
show them the stuff that he wants to go and see. Like, you know, he's such a piece of shit.
If I remember correctly, Phil, I think he even said when he won or before he won, he's like, I don't even want to be president.
Good, you know.
Oh God.
I think he said that. I could be
Yeah.
wrong, but I
I
remember him
think
saying
I think
like,
he might have. I think he might have said that too, but like,
but
he, yeah. Well, I mean, I think there's a good chance that initially he might not have wanted to be president, but
then the
like
power got to his head,
we
like
we
literally.
ran like last year because of all that stuff, because of all that stuff that happened. So like, okay, so when Captain America got railroaded, we started digging, right? We started digging, and then we found that other people were getting screwed out of their due money and their membership or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when it started becoming a real problem. Now I'm like, okay, so this if it was just one person, I'm like, oh, this is slimy. It's two, coincidence, but it was like it started getting to 3, 4, 5 people, and it's like, oh, this is a pattern. This is a
Mm-hmm.
pattern right here. Like now we have a real problem. And then it's like, oh, so now it gets to the point where the treasurer either manipulated the due money to control the election or he just flat out lost due money. Either way, this is not somebody you want in charge of your money ever again. Like, however you want to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So then we had to dig deep, and then that dude had to leave his head in shame.
Yeah,
He
and
had
honestly, too, that's another thing. Like, does anyone know other than like people like who actually were in the college Republicans at that time about this? Because I feel like, you know, the Collegian or something would probably
Oh,
have a
they'd
fake.
eat it up. They'd eat it up.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
honestly, someone should send him a fucking tip because this is bullshit.
Somewhat
You know,
should.
someone needs to be held accountable for this. I mean, the new guy, I haven't met him yet. You guys talked to him, so you know, I'd try to go, and you know more about him than me. But at least for the previous people and the people who caused these issues, they need to be held accountable. Like, they don't have a fucking advisor there. No one's holding their feet to the fire, and I think, you know, that needs to change. If every other club needs to have a fucking advisor, the CR should too, because by God, they need a fucking advisor.
Mm-hmm.
They can't be trusted. You know, time and time again, they can't be trusted to do things correctly. They need to have someone over there holding their feet to the fire and keeping them on the straight and narrow because they can't be trusted at all. Every time they're given any little bit of trust, there's always scandals. Like every fucking year. Like, I think when I first started, it wasn't so bad, but like ever since, you know, Woody became president, maybe I think when there was one president who maybe didn't really have too much scandals, but I know, you know, ever since Woody's been pretty much just constant bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And that needs to stop. If they had an advisor, at least they'd have someone there to go and like raise the alarm and be a fucking whistleblower,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and people would actually listen to them because they would have no choice.
Um, we did talk with the current or the upcoming president and today, and I was, you know, it gave me promise. It gave me some kind of promise, you know. I was like, all right.
Does he know about what happened with the his for the president directly before him?
We told him about. We gave him the real red pill.
Yeah,
Did he have any thoughts on that?
He was shocked.
He was shocked. I mean, yeah, I could sense that there was a little hesitancy to completely go along what we were trying to
Mm-hmm.
tell him to do, but
Yeah, that's a little bit
I
understandable.
mean that's understandable because look, this is somebody who like you considered a friend, which you know, hey, many of us did at one point. Um, so I mean, so there's that, and then you know, because I, you know me, I didn't pull any punches. I'm like, look, the only way you're really going to recover the image of this place is if you, yeah, you got to distance yourself from this guy. You got to distance yourself from Tampon like fucking now. Like as
This is
soon as you
ogre.
get that. Oh, it's
It's
over
all
now.
ogre now.
Okay. So you have to distance yourself from this guy if you because like if he has any association with this organization, he's going to drag it down because he's burned too many bridges. If you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to grow, if you're trying to legitimately grow this organization and you're trying to make it reach new heights, uh having him in the picture is not going to happen. It's not going to help. It's not going to let it, you're not going to have it happen with him around. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, it seems like every president has gone out in shame, with the exception of maybe one president who I'll refer to as Ulysses since Woody came
yeah,
into office.
yeah.
Every single one of them, post Woody have
Post
walked
Woody.
out in shame, and that's really telling. With that one exception.
And Ulysses just didn't do anything. Like, he wasn't bad. He just didn't do anything. He's like the Jeb Bush of the fucking CRs.
Yeah, did they still have Truth Week when he was there?
They might. I mean, he's the one that did the last great debate.
Well, yeah, like at least he, like, I mean, compared to all the other ones, at least nothing really seemed to have really dropped off. But I thought they did have Truth Weekly. I mean, it wasn't that exciting, but I think they still had it. And then I think after that, with Nixon, they had some issues, and that kind of got dropped. And the Great Debate got dropped because of personal drama with, which should have never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because this person's full of fucking personal drama, and this guy just, fucking Tampon never really tried to fucking bring it back.
hard. I mean, I did let him know. I'm like, "Look, you, the current, the upcoming president. I let him know that that what's been happening these last couple of years is not going to fly
Mm-hmm.
this year, especially with the upcoming election. Uh, and there's going to need to be repair. There's going to need to be repairs that are going to need to happen before we can even talk about really advancing the club. Because you're right. Yeah, I was like, you guys are balanced. Like you're the last president screwed you over in that way.
Really, the last two have
Yeah, I mean, really,
this
it's.
person did some really, shitty stuff on a personal. The
I think
last
I was.
person,
I think I was. I said the last 5 years in that conversation, but like,
because like when I came in there, when my first year, it seemed like it was it wasn't too bad. There was some drama going on behind the scenes I wasn't privy to, but
yeah.
it didn't seem like, I mean, for a club of that size, it wasn't that out of the ordinary. But once fucking Woody took over, that's when he started to see the drama get notched up to 10 and the effort just
Yeah.
started to slowly drain away.
Mm-hmm.
Like the drama became distracting, the parties went to shit, but it wasn't anything.
When the parties get to shit, that's when you know things are real bad.
That was see, when I first went there, their motto is work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
And they did. They had great parties. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, probably the only place you could find a better party would have been like if you're in a frat, because they pretty much were a fucking frat at that point. But they did. But they actually did work. So I can't really fault them for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some cucks there, and but that was before Trump was even the nominee. So I mean, you can give him a little bit of slack with that. But once Woody took over and refused to endorse the nominee, that's when things started sliding downhill. And once Nixon came over, the cancer became fucking terminal, and it's just gotten worse.
Yeah, like that's like when Tampon was saying something about oh, here comes the drama, or you guys are creating. To me, I was thinking of the guy that cheats on the girl, and then the girl gets all pissed off at him naturally, right? Naturally, you just screwed somebody that wasn't your girlfriend, right? Of course, she's gonna be pissed. Your girlfriend's gonna be pissed, right?
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, oh, she's going on the drama train again. Oh, she's probably on the rag. No, she's legitimately pissed that you fucked somebody that you weren't in a relationship with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what it I'm awful with these analogies, but no.
No, it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Given that ogres, let's call it urges for a particular person are a bit, ooh, I wonder what's going on here.
Yeah, he's a complete fucking simp. Like, fuck that
simp,
dude.
yes. Whip out the simp memes, people.
But
and like the person that he's like fawning over,
is just as bad. I mean, well, no, not just as bad. That's
yeah, like I don't know why you'd be wasting all your energy on this person. They're not like fucking supermodel material.
Mm-hmm.
Like, definitely not. Like, ugh. Like, fucking like attracts like, and they're both fucking garbage pail kids. But at least that person, they didn't do what this person did.
Who knows what that person fucking did?
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, at least fucking, Nixon didn't fuck around with straight up lying to your fucking face.
That badly.
That bad.
To a veteran.
Not nearly to that fucking extent. I mean, they did some really shady shit. Terrible people, but they did not, like, it annoys me, but it doesn't actually like fucking make me physically angered.
Mm-hmm.
You're just all you're doing is creating drama, okay? All I did was lie to a veteran right to fucking face and you're getting all nasty with me. I don't appreciate it. All right, not like
Unbelievable.
Oh, are you going to like? Do they still have one meeting left?
Yes, they do.
yes,
Oh,
they do.
you need to fucking start some shit.
Yeah,
He's
that
gonna
was one. That was one thing that the upcoming president was going to be concerned about. Like he was.
us starting shit.
I don't think he was very hot on us starting shit.
Oh no, this person.
means
No,
we're
after
definitely.
what they did, you need to go and fucking let people know this person did that.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing that he's about to find out. Sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So,
Yeah, that's what you need to fucking do.
Yeah.
Just
so,
fucking share your screen. And be like, okay, this is what this person said to me. You know, this seems like. What does this seem like to you? A, you know, perfectly nice person.
and just play dumb just to be
Shit.
funny. Like
Yeah.
what? You told me I could do it, right? Oh, you didn't? Oh my
Oh,
god!
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god! Oh, too late. It's
Oopsies.
already out now.
Oh man, this person's gonna.
Phil, I think you're gonna have to. If we do this, I think you're gonna have to pull some punches too.
We need to see if we can like sneak
Well,
into.
I-
that fucking
I don't
meeting.
have-
I'm gonna sneak into that fucking meeting.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean that would be awesome. But like I would. Yeah.
I think
mean, that
I'm
would
just
be-
saying. I think, and I'm not trying to say to use your veteran stats, but you have a certain credibility in this particular situation that would really carry some weight.
You know, it'd be funny if we could somehow get Captain America to sneak in there and just start bashing this fucker.
Oh
person.
my god, dude, I would be dead. I would just
If
be
we found a way to make that fucking happen.
that would be
Is
lit.
that like having them actually confront that person for that? Holy shit!
Dude, imagine if it was in person.
Holy shit! That dude probably won't be walking away from that.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god.
to be fair, because like, look, Captain America is a really good guy, and he would never do anything. Like he's one of those guys that's like, hey, all right. And he's nice to people. He's nice to people, even when there's like no reason to fucking be nice to. That's one of the reasons why I love him. But I don't operate in that fashion, obviously. Like if you fuck me or my friends over, you're gonna pay, and you're gonna pay with interest. And like I'm gonna make sure I will be, and with me, I'm going to compound that interest. Okay, so it will be bad. It will just be bad. That's all I'm gonna say about that one.
What is that movie called again? There Will Be Blood. I'm talking metaphorically, people. Don't get all excited.
Yeah, Minecraft.
Which I'm playing right now. I'm trying to build a sidewalk, and it's not going too well because somebody fucked up the scale here. I'm gonna have to wing it. Wing it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that person. Yeah, I mean, the listeners probably don't give a shit about this bullshit. It was like, who the fuck is Tampon and Shrek and all these other people?
If
One
you
day.
knew who these people are,
One day we're gonna make a fucking movie, you know? And it's
no,
gonna be
it's
bored.
gonna be a fucking TV series.
And this guy's gonna be like it's like the secret boss. You know, you think you're fighting like this final boss over here, and then you find out it's like actually this other douchebag.
It's like the
It's like,
biggest
oh.
plot twist ever.
Yeah, like this would be like you have to have like M. Night Shyamalan and Ding Dong fucking make this movie. Because like this is gonna make like the Sixth Sense look like fucking Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh my god. Yeah, it is like a epic plot twist. Like you will be just shocked. You'll be like, it was him all along. I'll be like, yeah, I lived through it. It's fucking true. See, that's the thing.
Top
Like,
10
people,
anime betrayals number 6.
dude, this is
Like,
number
this is
one.
crazy.
This is like some college House of Cards shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
No, it's Game of Thrones. This isn't House of Cards. This is Game of fucking Thrones. There's blood. There are heads rolling.
Oh man, like this person.
See, people won't even believe us. They'll be like, "There's no way this."
Yeah, it's gonna be like the fucking Tiger King where it's like, this seems like it can't be fucking real, but it is.
No, people will be criticizing. They'll like write into the show and be like, "This character would never do this. This plot point makes no sense. It comes out of nowhere." I'm like, "Yeah, because it happened just out of nowhere."
Yeah, just shit building behind the scenes. And we need to go and find some insiders in this shit to go and like
Ooh.
see if they could tell us what's really been going on. Because I'm sure there's like a whole new world of just like rot that we're missing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like a fucking faucet or something, or like a pipe that was like fucking leaking and just didn't see it for years. And you just open it up and there's just a shit ton of like mold and mildew and shit underneath. And like fucking rats, and it's just like, oh man, I should have seen this.
Mm-hmm. I am pissed I didn't see this. I mean, I'm always going to be when those sort of things happen, but it's like, oh god, I just hate this. Just disgusting behavior.
Like but it was like, I mean, there really wasn't like
It wasn't
we weren't.
obvious.
I wasn't paying much attention to the situation. I got to be honest. I wasn't paying as much attention as I maybe should have. But like, and then when somebody else, when one of the members told us about the manipulation of dues for membership and for
Mm-hmm.
like my spidey
Me
senses
too.
started going off. I'm
Me
like,
too.
uh-oh, this is not good.
Yeah.
Honestly, the university needs to be made aware of that shit. Like that needs to fucking happen. The university and the like,
they didn't.
they need to go and open up the fucking door and see the rot that's inside.
This is like fucking WikiLeaks.
No one's been fucking looking. They're more busy trashing and Turning Point because honestly the CRs are incompetent.
Mm-hmm.
They're not successful. If the CRs pulled off like a Sargon event like you guys did, then they probably would have had a field day with this shit. Like you had a pretty tight fucking house. You didn't have the sort of drama in Turning Point. Like you had drama, like you probably had drama and shit, but nothing to this level.
Yeah, we had drama with alt-right like Wignats.
Yeah, but nothing compared to like just the all politics, all bullshit aside, like this is just terrible behavior. I don't care if you're a Democrat, I don't care if you're a Republican.
Yeah.
If you're just going fucking do this,
it's just like
behavior.
It's not even like just like with
Oh, do we lose Phil?
I think Phil died.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. We must have triggered something.
We had like probably an aneurysm thinking douchebag.
Yeah, he's getting PTSD. I don't blame him because it's fucking. Oh my god, it's so fucked up what he did.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah.
He's coming back. He's back from the dead.
All right. But yeah, it's supposed to be about serving the people and trying to make a better place, like trying to make the people we serve the best that they can, like serve them the best that we can. And like it's like these people are like, no, we're gonna serve ourselves. We're gonna take your due money. We're gonna pay our trips to CPAC with it. We're gonna
and they lose
all
tickets
stupid
too with
shit.
that. Allegedly.
And the other thing too is, I'm gonna, because I know you were saying this, Alex. They were fucking like gaslighting me.
Oh yeah, they absolutely were.
And I don't even use that term because I don't really believe in gaslighting, but I think there is a form of real gaslighting.
There is 99% of the time you hear that term, like with fucking leftists, it's bullshit. But this is, if there was a textbook definition of gaslighting, what they're doing to you is literally.
They were making me think I was crazy, and for a second, like I would be like, "Am I going too far? Am I like, what's going on?" Like, I'm not gonna lie, it fucked with me a bit. But when I saw what he was saying to me, that's when I was like, oh my god. Like, it was just so clear because he was admitting to it. I'm like, nope. And I even said to you guys in all caps, I said, I regret nothing. And I don't. I don't regret a single thing I did. I did nothing wrong.
Yeah, no. Those people, they're part of the problem.
Yeah.
They are one like people who support these people knowingly and who allow this behavior to happen. They're part of the problem. They need to be excavated from the Republican Party as
I,
soon as physically possible.
it's hard. Like the only thing I say to that is like it's hard to to know what these guys are capable of when I didn't know. Like I knew that this guy was a piece of shit. I didn't know that he was that big of a piece of shit. Like
Yeah.
it even stunned me, and you don't stun me very often.
Don't
That
stun
that
me
was
often too.
yeah, like it stunned me. So I'm like it. I don't think people know the depths of the level of shittiness that this person displayed. Like they really, and all they're doing is listening to this guy. Oh my god, I did a great thing. I got rid of these people that were, in bed with Nazis and all that stuff. And it's like, no, you railroaded a a decorated combat army veteran for your own personal gain.
Yep.
That's all there is to it.
It's so simple.
It
He's
is
making up
that
these
simple.
excuses as reasons. Like,
That's what
okay,
I said. Yep.
like, say what you will, but Captain America wasn't a fucking Nazi. Like, literally,
No,
the thing
no.
was, everyone other than the swamp rats were supporting this guy.
Yep.
Like, literally everyone else. But, because someone said something about a certain person, it railroaded the whole thing. You guys are fucking with the dudes. You guys are literally, pulling every trick in the book. And honestly, that needs to be investigated too, because I think some of these people need to be charged with basically fucking fraud at that point. Because if he gave them money and they just somehow had it disappear, that's a crime. You can't just like they literally stole money if that was true. And that's fucking despicable.
Is wrong on so many levels, and it's like one of the few times like I've genuinely been like upset by something. Like there's been some hard times, there's been some crazy shit, but this like upsets me. Like it really does, and man, that's hard to do for all the crazy shit we've seen. Like to get someone to upset us, like, whew.
And the worst part, it's like, and the thing is, it has to be manipulation because it's not that fucking hard to make a receipt.
No, it's not. Even the guy we were talking to today was like, "Oh, there were supposed to be receipts." I'm like, "Oh,
yeah, like you pay your money for something, yeah, like."
Yeah, you need to have the university investigate that because I'm pretty sure that violates some sort of like ASA or something funding. Don't they tell you that you need to have receipts for that shit?
Because they give a yeah. So you're originally supposed to pay. Now the way that they have it is you pay through ASA, like you send your money through ASA, and then ASA is supposed to give you the like the executive board the green light to make you to let you know that you paid dues or whatever. They didn't follow that shit at all. Like the current treasurer did the best she could, but there was a whole lot of BS.
Yeah,
there was a whole lot of BS going on.
Telling her to ignore the rules. That's fucked up, and that person. I don't know what to say anymore about that guy. How much just wrong behavior that person did.
Yeah, that one really got me. That's when I was like, I couldn't believe what he was doing, just telling her to break all these rules. I'm like, do you realize how crazy this sounds? And that's what makes me wonder, what other rules has this dude broken? Well, we know one, but what else is there?
Yeah, I'm sure if you go and look, I'm sure you put this fucker under a microscope.
Right.
You're gonna find some shit. Because if this is just what we're seeing, like this is just the stuff he fucking admitted to you.
Mm-hmm.
How much shit does he have that he didn't admit? Like the fact that this guy wants to get into politics, that really scares me for this country. Because
me too.
I'm sure the Penn State College Republicans is not the only organization, like a CR organization with this level of mismanagement. And good Lord knows what's going on with the college Dems too. Don't think this is a Republican only problem. This is a fucking political problem as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
The swamp goes both ways.
It runs deep.
I did want to say, look, your current that current treasurer wants to leave, and she wants nothing to do with this organization again.
You can see why.
That's on what are we calling him now?
Ogre.
Ogre, yeah. That's on Ogre, right? And if you keep associating yourself, it's going to be on you. Like, these are good people. And honestly, the upcoming upcoming treasurer is a serious downgrade to the one last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, serious. This is not good. You're already off to a bad start, right?
Yeah, honestly, they need a fucking advisor for this club.
Yeah.
Like, really fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
They need some level of oversight because they can't be trusted, basically.
Mhm.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, something like you might get a good treasurer and, they do good. Like, they'll actually bring things up. But if you get a shitty treasurer and you get shitty president, good Lord knows what level of fraud you'll see over fucking there.
Yeah.
You have people missing their fucking CPAC tickets. You have people, not having their dues actually, paid after they paid their own money for it. Just shit like that. Something that no other organization would fucking have.
That's the thing too. Is like I've never heard this before, and I bet there's some more organizations with bad problems. But like, this is not hard, people.
Yeah, you were in Turning Point and you didn't have any of these issues. You did a great job. Like, honestly, like I commend you for that because it must be tough. But looking at this shit, they say like, oh well, we did the best we could. Bullshit. If you could fucking do a better job than them, and these people, they're the college Republicans. Like, Turning Point's, that's good, but you still not the college Republicans that's been around since fucking whatever that politician claims to have made it or whatever. When I was in college Republicans, we never had these issues, with like paying, like your dues money going unpaid or whatever, stuff like that. Like, this is straight up fucking fraud. Yeah. If this is what actually happened. And since they don't show receipts, it's so easy these days. You Venmo someone money. You can send a fucking email receipt. You can write them out a fucking receipt. There's so many ways. Like,
you can write that shit on a piece of paper saying, oh, this paid this. And then, like, literally, you can do, there's so many things. Even the most basic of shit.
Yeah.
Super easy. You didn't do it. And
just have like fucking send it to you on Venmo or PayPal or just sign a receipt or like take a picture like of you giving that or receiving that. It's not really hard. No other organization has that level of issues with it, and it's only been recently because when I was there, we did not have the same problem.
Well, the really good treasurer, what she would do is she would send out email receipts telling people that they paid their dues, and that's only if you went to her. If you went to Ogre, it sounds like he wasn't giving out emails. It sounds like he wasn't sending them.
I wonder why. It's almost like he's enabling fraudulent behavior.
Yeah. Just so it's disturbing that people can be this sick to veterans and like just good decent people. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? And like I think I've said before, I am a big believer in helping and rewarding good people and good behavior. But if you're a piece of shit, you do bad behavior, and you're a bad person, I have no mercy, and you deserve everything you get. You deserve to suffer. You deserve punishment, because there's no other way you're going to have a chance of turning around. And it's so awful. Like, to think that he did this to this person, to Captain America, is just like unbelievably just, I hate thinking about it, but that's what we live in.
And I think too, like a lot of people, this might be their first, real conversations, like first real interactions with other Republicans, and they see this shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna fucking run to the college Dems.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, like I can only imagine if that's your interactions with these people, you think, oh, you know, Republicans, they must all be fucking greedy. They must all be super clicky and, you know, just pieces of shit. They don't believe in anything. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, this probably started a lot of people's idea of what Republicans are. And I really don't know if you can even fix it. You know, you fuck it up that bad, like, honestly, they're doing more work for the college, like for the Democratic movement than anything else.
And I wonder why God, I don't know what to call the fake dude, we'll call him Waldo. And I wonder why Waldo felt at home.
Oh yeah, no wonder. You know, like honestly, I didn't care about that dude anymore.
Me
This
neither. It's like
like
that's what's crazy.
you know, I really don't like that dude either. But you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like this guy
and
fucking takes the cake.
they bitched at you for asking a question,
Mm-hmm.
but like in the political world, a question from you could be a campaign from Democrat. Like they could be like, you could just bring up a simple question. Like the opponents could be running a campaign on that shit. Like oh well, look, they don't even have Republicans over there.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Like, who knows? They're just all running amok. They're disorganized. They're which they would be correct, but they're like I you're trying like I hate having to be the fucking debugger of the college Dem or the college Republican. Like I hate having to do that. Like you should already like I I, I was listening to the election and I heard somebody say, "Oh, we need an election chair,
Integrity chair.
Well,
integrity
well,
chair."
honestly, they probably fucking need an integrity check after all this shit.
Like no,
But
if
that should
you
be
have
everyone's job.
Well, it should be,
yeah
but God, good Lord knows there's no oversight over here. They need to
yeah
have like it shouldn't be in the contract.
you
They
know
need to have a separate person do that who's
you
not
know what
involved
you call that? You know what you call an integrity chair? You
in
call them a
advisor.
fucking advisor. Yeah.
They
Yes.
need a fucking advisor more than
Oh
anything
yeah.
else. Like honestly, and like the university, I think at this point needs to fucking step in it and basically force them to have a fucking advisor
Yes.
because that's the only way I could really see this getting any. They should have a fucking advisor voluntarily because they need to have one that actually gives a shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because what's going on over here that shouldn't be happening. Like, you know, I just if at least if they had an advisor, they'd have some level of oversight. But there's no oversight going on. You have people running the fuck amok. You have, good lord, and that's not even to mention all the crazy shit that may or may not be happening at the socials over. Like,
Ooh,
it hasn't even been
yeah.
touched on yet.
Oh god,
Like,
scares me.
like that shit. You know, it went from like when I was there, like the parties they were some of the best parties. You know, like at one point they really were. You know, the
The
best
best
party
part
on
of
campus.
campus.
Like actually were actually had good parties, like legitimately good parties. But now it's like one of those seedy frats over there. It's like, you know, really, really fucking hole in the wall. Like, you know, you
Scary.
don't want to leave your drinks unguarded, basically,
Very
because
scary.
you don't know what's going to happen. And, you know, after seeing this behavior, I wouldn't be surprised if they've allowed, you know, certain elements to do certain things over there.
Oh
I have
god.
no proof of this, but, you know, after seeing this, anything's on the table now. They show that they have no sense of morals, basically. So, you know, if I was you and I was a female and I had the opportunity to go to social, if it was under, you know, I don't know how the new president's gonna be. Maybe he'll be better, but in the current state right now, I would just say no. Like unless you bring your own drink, like I wouldn't trust them. Like honestly, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I'd probably have like a
Or like one of those fingernail polish things to go and see if anything was messed with. Like I saw that somewhere on like Facebook or whatever, where they had that those like two girls.
it'd be one of those things. It'd be one of those things where I'd have a camera on fucking drink on the drink table or whatever. See if anybody dropped anything funny on the fucking, and then, or well, yeah, I wouldn't, like, I would be strict about it. Like, I'd be strict about what's in the drink. Like, I first off, I'm not bringing it any soda. Any soda that didn't have a seal in it would not be allowed at the social. Um, and then I'd have a camera on the drink table, like any, so that way if there was anything that was put in a fucking drink, like, so you'd be able to see it. I mean, like, and it's sad that, like, you would have to go to that standard. You would think that there would be good enough people to trust with that sort of thing, but
Well,
there's always that one asshole that fucks it up for everybody.
Well, when the president doesn't even have integrity, how can you believe? Like, how can you trust the members or the people who are, holding the socials, like the people that you think would be in high regard? If the president doesn't have that shit, kind of goes down to people. Like, at least with college Republicans, they're not going to care. They already show that they have no morals, they have no integrity, they have no character. They're just lazy, and they're like, oh, well, anything goes. And that's what's really scary, because they invite, like, they're giving off signs that, hey, do whatever you want, as long as you're good with the president, like, as long as the president likes you, you can do whatever you want. You can commit whatever sort of acts you want. You can go and lose due money. You can do all this other shit, all this shady, borderline and probably illegal shit that just happens over there. So why would they care? Heaven forbid if someone like knew about this stuff and had dirt on them, they could probably get away with whatever they wanted. And that's, just downright despicable. Like, a club that used to be held in relatively high regard. Like, when I first started, like, my first year, my junior year I was over here, they were a well-respected organization. And it has fallen from grace. Completely. And right now, I don't really see them ever really making it back to that level.
Well, I mean, it goes. I mean, this is another teachable moment too. Like, look, it takes a long time to build a good reputation. It does. It takes quite a long time to build a good reputation, because you have to do good over a long period of time to earn people's trust and earn people's, respect, or like, and all that. And one fuck up could very well fuck all of that up.
Well, they need to acknowledge their mistakes first and foremost, and they haven't even done that. They need to go and be totally like, hey, we fucked up. We've done some downright, bad things, previous administrations.
Well, Ogre technically did. I mean, grant you.
Oh, he meant it to you, but I don't think he expected. I don't think he's gonna expect what's gonna fucking happen with that shit.
I mean, technically, he admitted to it, but
some sort of like, but it was like arrogant though. It wasn't like, like, at least if he did that, he at least acknowledged that. I'd still be super fucking pissed, but at least he'd have some sort of fucking moral framework. But for him to go and brag about fucking you over and fucking veterans over, that's
sick.
Beyond.
Like, he lied to all of our fucking faces.
He brags about it. He going to tell religion.
He literally, like, I just think he sat down with Sean, myself, Robbie.
Yeah, but he only lied to a select few. That's what he told me. Only a select few people.
That's good Lord.
He sat down. He literally, we were all sitting down in the same area, all the fucking people, and he said right to all of our fucking faces that, I'm here. I'm gonna try to help you get elected, and if not, we'll
work something out.
I'll make sure that you get in. I'll be like, and come to like it's so the whole thing, it just pisses me off all over again, because it's like you did, not only did you not if you didn't help, if you just didn't help somebody out, grant you, I would think that you'd like, you're a jerk for not doing it, but I would have at least understand, hey, it's nothing personal, it's business. But the fact that you were like the ringleader of all shit,
Mm-hmm.
that's it burns even worse. Like you're the you're the dude that helped that facilitated the whole situation. Like I don't. It makes me so fucking angry. Just again. Oh,
It's the worst. It really is the worst.
Mm.
Like, I mean, it just. God, I just can't believe like somebody just cheated me this long, and then all of a sudden they reveal it all. I'm like, and the only thing is like, why do you like? I know why you reveal it. I mean, it's really ego, but you know, I didn't. Just of all the times you revealed it, imagine if I didn't drop that shit. We wouldn't have known any of this. I'm genuinely surprised what we learned last night and how we learned it. It's unbelievable on so many levels.
Yeah, if you would have just not said anything, we would be all, we would have we would have never
Yep.
known.
Yep, that's what I'm
Like,
saying. Like, that's again, they didn't want me to do it. They didn't like when I did. And wow, I don't regret it for a second. I'm not gonna let anybody tell me that again.
yeah, don't let them fucking gaslight you because they'll shit. Like, don't trust anything like they say. Like, oh, this guy's fine. And they're not. If this guy's defending him, that probably tells you more about this guy must be a real piece of shit if this person's defending this
And he
person.
used to not defend him. I'm like, what the fuck is your problem?
Yeah, something happened to him. I don't know. Like, maybe he was like he's just a fucking fake person.
Yep.
Just complete bullshit. Wears a fucking mask all the fucking time. You don't know what they fucking look like. It's like a fucking person in a fucking game. Like, oh, I'm this cute girl, but it's like actually this like 30-year-old dude with like 500-pound fucker on fucking World of Warcraft, man. Like buying GF5 gold. It's a fucking dude. Find some fake people out there. I don't know, man.
Fucking
It's
cucks.
tough, but at least you know.
Yeah. I'd
At
rather
least
know than not know.
Yeah, I'm glad
take the red pill.
Yeah, take the fucking red
glad
pill.
I fucking know.
And now you know. If you ever,
And knowing is half the battle.
well, because it really fucking is. Because now you can start investigating every other interaction you've had with this person telling the truth. What's really going on over here?
I drove him down the fucking CPAC. At first I was like, I can't believe I drove him down, but the good thing is all of our shit was reimbursed because we drove his ass down.
And didn't he like try to make that hard too? Like he was really, drawing that out. Like
He was really. I mean, first of all, he should have told us that he needed a ride sooner and didn't. And secondly, he didn't want to pay me back. He didn't want to reimburse me. I was like, dude, I drove your ass down there. Like, I literally drove your ass down there.
Oh, you need to start. Like, I would tell Leadership Institute of this guy and like any other fuck organizations that you know of about this sort of behavior. Like, not even just with the Captain America stuff, but just the other shady shit too. Like, there's just a whole lot of rot going on. And these people, like he was mentioning, like he was roommates with like certain people, and stuff like that. All these people need to be looked under a fucking magnifying glass now. Like, my God, dude. It's like I feel like the fucking like every little thing is like radiation. Everything they touch, it just gets a little bit off of it. You touch like the fucking radioactive waste, and then you have radiation. Then you touch someone else, and they get radiation. Just fucking spreads. It becomes a fucking biohazard.
It's a
Contaminated.
cancer.
Just contagion. But I have some hope. I haven't actually had the chance to meet the new guy yet, but we'll see. It's all talk right now, so It teaches you how to be very. It's a good life lesson.
Mm-hmm. When I was talking to my girlfriend about it, like I was, telling her, like I'm so sorry I took you to that party. Like I feel terrible now. She's like, no, it's okay. It's a learning experience. I'm like, yeah, I guess. It's like, oh god.
Because let me tell you, college Republicans isn't the only time you're going to see this level of drama.
Oh yeah.
Any sort of place you work at, especially if it's a bigger company, you get this sort of actions over there. Like it happens. It's not good, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. It's just Jesus. Whew.
Yeah, but how's your last few days of school been? I kind of change the topic a little bit so we don't get all fucking pissed off and depressed.
It's been okay. I mean, I've just been doing work. Well, actually, I haven't been doing much work to be honest. I mean, these past, it's kind of like I just have finals now, and I did my final presentation for this one class the other day, but I've just been kind of doing miscellaneous things, like dealing with the shit we were just talking about, and
Well, how's finals even work now that I think about it? Like, if you're all work from, go to school from home, like, how the fuck can they have any sort of like proctoring going on with that?
um, for me, like my one professor just sent like the final exam. Well, the previous exam questions he just sort of sent to us. I guess the final he'll do the same. Um,
What's to stop people from cheating on that, though?
he kind of doesn't care, it seems, about that. Yeah, it's kind of that attitude now. It's just like, whatevs. What are you gonna do now?
Yeah, because I know they used to have those testing centers and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're going to be all completely from home, you can't really be doing that. And like some people, like it would be tough, like to have someone monitor each and every person in their environment.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, some online classes I've had like finals, and it's a little bit different because most of them were like projects or like stuff like that, or just be another exam.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of curious how like some of those other classes are handling.
Yeah, I wish I knew. I mean, I don't know. I know T's classes doing just sort of online shit, kind of like mine is in the other stuff. They're like Li's class seem to be kind of winging it.
Yeah, I guess they kind of have to because they're kind of in a pretty bad place, honestly. Like, you kind of had to deal with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I'm
professors don't know what the fuck to do.
yeah, they're just doing basically open note exams.
Jesus. Yeah, that's gonna be sad too. Did they announce how that online is gonna work? Is it just like a fucking Zoom call?
It's basically gonna be a fucking Zoom call, graduating from Zoom University.
Oh my god! Like, see, I think this is gonna make like after all this, people are gonna reevaluate online education. Probably gonna have it get mainstreamed a lot faster, seeing as you're able to basically do online education for the latter half of your senior year.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing I was telling my mother is that snow days are just not gonna be a thing anymore. Like that we know them. Like, yeah, you'll be home from school, but you're gonna have to do fucking work.
Well, they've been talking like even before the coronavirus that was starting to be talked about, but like the problem is like see where you live, it's probably not that big of a deal because most people have internet at home, but like you know, middle Pennsylvania, that's a little bit more different.
Most people have internet.
You start going like so you can have internet and then you can have
Like, who
high
doesn't have internet now?
what
Who doesn't have internet now?
a lot of people like there's still a lot of places if you start going out there that only have dish or whatever where it's like like you wouldn't be able to go and stream a video with that. Like I mean like maybe work like you could probably make an argument for that for schools, but
But I think for
there's
most things, like most schools could go to online classes during a snow day.
They might, but I don't know. Like that would be like the problem with like a public school is you expect everyone to everyone's kind of even the poorest of the poor, and those people are the ones least likely to actually have like reliable internet at home. And like if their parents, they might not have a computer either. Like not all school districts have computers like for kids to use. Now a lot more after this, I think it'll definitely push things forward, and a lot more school districts will have that option. But still, a lot of them don't have like Chromebooks or whatever low cost tablets and
Well,
shit
that is
like that.
actually the bigger problem is not really having internet, it's having a device. Because I know when I went to school, we never were given like a laptop or an iPad or anything, but now the kids are like given one to take
Well,
home.
it depends on your school district.
Oh, yeah.
Like some school districts, they can't afford it, and then you have some people like if you live in a really shitty home environment,
Yeah.
like even if you have one of those, like it might not be safe. Like shit could get stolen. Shit could get broken, and like for a kid to have to deal with that shit 'cause their parents are like that, like I don't know. And at that point, you could like if that's kind of a scary thing too. Is like they can almost consider the internet like a utility, and like I've heard
Mm-hmm.
like healthcare is a human right. Like you could start making an argument that like
The internet is, yeah.
yeah, and like right now we're not at that level yet.
Not
But I
yet.
think this you're starting to get to that point where it almost is because like if you can't fucking work without it, if you can't go to school without it, and then
Mm-hmm.
another thing too is I think it'll make online schooling a lot more popular.
Absolutely. That's why I think universities are scared, is that this coronavirus is threatening their fucking business in a way.
Yeah, because like you can go to Penn State, and if it's online over, like it shows that you can still do college online. So like, why pay crazy ass amount of money a semester when you can just go and do it at another university that's online for free?
Well, because the biggest
Not for
thing
well,
is,
not for free, but for significantly cheaper.
oh yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. The thing is, like, the coronavirus is making online learning acceptable. That's the big thing. It was possible. It's always been possible, and it's been done before. Now it's becoming acceptable. It's becoming accepted by businesses, and that's what's going to be interesting, is to see if businesses will be like way more accepting of people having online degrees, basically. And it
I
could,
think
it is, as Mark Cuban's been saying, we're gonna, like, the world is gonna completely change corona after this coronavirus. Post coronavirus is gonna be like, is gonna be way more different than post 9/11. It's gonna be America 2.0.
yeah, and I think that like that's actually probably like a really good thing. We have online learning more acceptable because
Me
that would allow
too.
people
Yeah.
like honestly hope for that because that would dramatically lower university prices.
Mm-hmm.
Like more because it like
But
right
they
now
might just jack it up again. They'll just
well
jack
they've
up
been jacking
online
it up
prices,
anyways,
so they'll
pretty
jack it up
consistently.
more.
But then you'd have more competition, way
Hopefully.
more competition. Like the prices of it would have to be lower because you're fighting against these like what was previously seen as like some shitty online college. Now it's like this is pretty much the same thing anyways.
Exactly.
And
That's
we
what I
already
hope
have stuff like
happens.
YouTube out there. So like, if they want fucking free college, you can almost like I mean, it won't be free, because you still have to like have someone proctor the exams, but you could almost like just take the fucking learning on fucking YouTube and then take the exams and maybe do a couple projects here and there, and you could like honestly, you could probably make like a university class that's like less than like $500 per like class. Like if you basically have it just be, you do YouTube videos, you might go and do a project, you need to have someone to go and grade them. Like it could dramatically lower the price.
Yeah. And I think
But
too, virtual events will be more of a thing. And they already were kind of a thing before, but they weren't mainstream as they are now. Seeing a concert on Zoom. I mean, obviously, it's not the same experience as seeing a concert, but seeing, and we've had concerts on TVs before and all this, but it's going to become more of a thing.
yeah, like that's what I'm really interested in. But like, I mean, I'm more interested in like online university because I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
I want to get a master's degree at some point.
Ah,
You know, just because I that's an easy way to make more money and like I feel like that'd be cool. That's it's always good to go and learn more shit.
Then I can call
But
you Master Alex.
I'd wait to get a doctor and call me doctor.
Dr. Alex.
Yeah, but like I think like because especially for working people, like that was a big thing too. Is like people with degrees or whatever. Like people, there's not as much people who have like an education as the workforce will need. But like if this makes colleges that are online more acceptable, I think this will really help lower that skills gap,
Fuck
and that
yeah.
could help people like truck drivers and stuff because like they could listen to lectures while they're driving. Like they
Mm-hmm.
won't be able to go take notes, obviously, but like they could do that. Like I know, like they have like Pluralsight and a bunch of other places. Like I've used Pluralsight before. They have LinkedIn Learning. I've used that before, and you could go and
Mm-hmm.
like listen to those. Now, it won't be really a college class, but at least not right now. But at some point, you could basically do that while you're driving as a truck driver, and that would help transition the hundreds of thousands or like millions. Like I think it was like 3 or 5 million truck drivers out there, and if they're going to have automated you know self-driving trucks at some point, which I feel like it's going to happen anyway. You know, they would be able to go have training for another job while they're doing their currently, and it'll help keep them, entertained while they're, going on a long haul. So I think that would be interesting. But I think another thing that this whole thing's going to showcase is that we need to go and really improve infrastructure and lower the pricing per, gigabit per second. Because right now in a lot of America, it's like still ridiculously expensive, and
Mm-hmm.
there's no competition. And like maybe with this, we'll start to see it like transition into like a public utility because like Comcast customer support, they're shit.
Oh yeah.
Like they're some of the worst people to deal with. You know?
Yeah, Comcast is like, and that's the problem, is like these are, these ISPs are oligopolies. And so you get shitty Comcast staying shitty for so long. I mean, Verizon is definitely miles better, but they only come by your area once in a blue moon, and some people don't even get them ever.
Yeah, like if you don't have either, like I mean, the one thing with Comcast is they pretty much, like Comcast has a lot more places than Verizon. Like they have AT&T and like a bunch of other services, but like Comcast is the biggest, I think by area at least, in the Northeast region.
Mm-hmm.
But I think after this they might honestly consider, possibly like especially if schools like public schools are going to use it, they might have to consider it like a fucking utility
Mm-hmm.
because there needs to be some more level of like basically preventing like locally monopolistic prices because like when I was in Pittsburgh I paid like $80 a month after tax, and I had internet, TV, telephone, a gigabit internet. I had tons of channels, and then over here it's like I'm paying like 140, and I get like a tenth the speed of the internet. I mean, and I don't even get any special channels either. So, and the only reason why I got such a good deal was because there was competition. So,
Mm-hmm.
if it's only one internet carrier, I think it should have to be and I really don't like having to go and like I almost feel like it should be fucking regulated at that point.
It needs
Like
to
if it's
be.
just one, because it's basically like there's no other real option. Like yeah, you could theoretically use like fucking satellite, but you're paying like $50 a month for like 10 gigabits per second, and then if it's raining, good luck with that. Like you really can't use like satellite doesn't fucking work in today's day. Like maybe back in the day with dial up that was fine, but like today,
Yeah, it
you
does not
know,
work.
to do anything like my fucking cell phone's internet's better than satellite.
Mm-hmm.
Heaven forbid trying to go and do like a streaming something, working remotely with satellite, like you just can't fucking do it.
God, this Penn State campus, and we're gonna wrap this up in a second, but this campus is amazing. These people have worked on over the past few weeks is impressive. Like they've done the whole Millennium Science building, the courtyard in front of it, the big ass courtyard. They've done the tennis courts, the Pollock dorms, the South dorms, the creamery. I'm gonna check Old Main before I log off. Like the medical building next to the William Life Science building, and another building next to it. I mean, this is insane. The pool, it's impressive. The Eisenhower parking deck. Oh, let's see if your car is in there.
I don't think my car's gonna be in there.
Oh, see, I'm gonna miss that stuff. You know, when you'd come by and we'd fuck around. I
I'll
mean,
have to. I'll have to stop by your house at some point.
yeah, and I'll have to stop by yours too if
Yeah,
I'm
it's
allowed to
not
drive.
gonna. You need to go and work on that.
Yeah. Well, and we can also like, what would be really, oh shit, they're doing Eisenhower Auditorium too. Oh my god. Holy shit. That's where we were supposed to have our event, but you know what we can do honestly is all meet in the middle at Penn State, you know, a few times and just fuck around.
Yeah, I have to figure something out with them. I have to like find like a hotel or something.
Yeah, we'd have to do something like that. I don't know. Fuck, that's the one thing that sucks is like the rooming.
Well, like we could figure it out, like or do an Airbnb or something.
Yeah, that's true.
'Cause that's
Yeah.
gonna be a far. Like I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like, fuck. I mean, I don't mind. Get like, I mean, I just went down to State College today actually because Nikki needed to go pick up like she needed to go and help her parents out with something. But
It's nice to
yeah,
stay the night and, you know,
yeah.
fuck
Like it'd
around
be a
at
pain
night.
in the ass because like by the time I get down there, like I'm like 2.5 hours away. I think you're even longer.
Yeah, I'm three and a half.
So like that's 6 hours like just going there and back. So like doing that one day. I mean I've done it before, even longer, but it's not fun.
I mean, during next school year, this upcoming one, like I could obviously stay in T's place, but you know, you guys still need a place, so
Yeah, man. We'd have to. We'll figure it out.
yeah. Well, we
We'll
we see
find.
because when we're not students, we can do whatever we want. That won't get us fired from jobs.
Yeah, no, we could find some. Yeah, we can do some fun shit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out. If there's a will, there's a will.
Yeah, that's how I think about for our event we're trying to pull off. If there's a will, there's a way to pull that shit off.
When there's a fucking will right there. I see how passionate you're about that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I found Old Main. Let's check it out before we log off. Here's Old Main. Ooh, they built another building too. Shit. Wait, is that Carnegie? Yo. Might be. That's where the movie
How long
room
were you
is.
guys on before I got on?
We were on for a bit. It's been at least 2 hours, I think. I haven't checked the stream, but okay, they didn't change anything on Old Maid. Main. Almost said Old Maid. Old Maid. Okay, let me just check this other building before we log her off here, because they had some show. These people have been doing amazing work. It's amazing.
I don't know, man. It's not Minecraft. I'm telling you, you need to go do you need to get a computer, man.
I have a computer.
No, like a real,
A
like you
real
need to go and, like
computer?
upgrade that shit.
Oh, shit. Somebody did the engineering building.
Man, you get a fucking gaming computer or something. We could go and fucking do some sort of. We could do some fun shit with that.
Yeah, we could. Yo, I need to fuck with the Elm Street Gates, like, protest shit. Oh my god.
They still have that like Krusty Krab is unfair shit or whatever.
Oh, I should put that one there.
Dude, that reminds me like when they had that one thing. Like they were like protesting the frat shit. And it was like Krusty Krab is unfair.
I remember that.
Mr. Krabs is in there.
Let's see if, okay, let me get a sign. I need to do
Dude, I
that.
was watching that fucking Pee Wee's Playhouse on fucking Netflix, man. That reminds me so much of fucking SpongeBob. Like I'm pretty sure that like just like almost esoterically, it's like I mean it's like a spiritual successor. Or no, like SpongeBob's a spiritual successor of fucking Pee Wee's Playhouse. It's just like such a fucking weird show, but you see like similar sort of archetypes where you have this like dude who like he's an adult but like acts like a child. They
Oh,
both can't
yeah,
drive
I've seen
cars.
that. Yeah, I've heard that.
Like you need to go and watch that show. That's some trippy fucking shit.
Yo, people are doing the downtown. Like, they did Cafe 210 and the shit around. Oh my god.
I need to go and stop by there. Like, God, I hope they reopen.
Dude, they did the Five Guys. They did the Five Guys.
We ever see that show that channel Regular Car Reviews?
And the Chronic Town. Yeah. I've seen him many times.
I think that guy's been to Penn State before.
Yeah, he's been to literally, he went to my Cars and Coffee. He made a video on the local Cars and Coffee near me.
We should go and we should talk to that dude.
Yeah, we get him on the show.
Cause like he talked about Cafe 210 West.
Really?
And
It's-
like I mean he's been to Pittsburgh a few times. Like he actually found a what's that like one like super fucking sleeper cars, the Chevy SS, the newer one. Like God, I want one of those fucking things. And they had one in the Pittsburgh area. Like they're 40 grand or something right now. So like I
Shoot.
can't afford that. But like
You're too poor.
it's got like a fucking it's got a Corvette engine in there. And it looks like a fucking like Malibu almost. Like it was just like some nondescript car, but it's like this rear wheel drive fucking beast. Like, man, like honestly, I'd like to go and show him my fucking because I haven't seen him do like a fucking Acura, like a TL, like a manual one, like the one that I think that would be an interesting one. If he doesn't fucking do it, I'll fucking do one over.
Somebody did
Like,
the
I'm
Schwab
sure, like, I'm fucking
Auditorium.
stomping grounds.
Yo, dude, look at this shit. They did the auditorium. They did. I didn't quite do it too well, but holy shit, they did the auditorium. They didn't do the second story, but oh my god.
The Autism Auditorium.
These people have been working hard. Like, I'm genuinely impressed. Gamers, you've impressed me. Gamers
Mhm.
rise up.
I'm telling you, man, you need to get a fucking gaming computer, man.
Dude, I don't have a job. I
Yeah.
am far from that point, sir.
Once you get a job, you can be like that one YouTuber do the fucking Gamers Nexus or whatever.
Gamers, you mean Jay's 2 cents?
Well, they both kind of do similar things, and that like they do like apparently it's one of it's like you ever seen the gamer from Mars, like he doesn't gaming content, but I guess he used to when he first started. Same sort of shit.
Okay.
Like Gamers Nexus kind of does the same sort of shit where like he'll do similar things to Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Oh, not you know.
Jay's 2 cents.
Yeah,
Don't sell my
like,
boy Jay.
Like they'll do similar shit. Like they do like computer hardware shit.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel left anyway, I guess. But fuck, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I should just not get a job till after I do the event. You know what I mean?
Dude, don't honestly as cool.
I know you. I know it's. Look, I do want to do that because that can open up some cool doors.
I know,
and it is a cool thing to do.
But you want to get a job, like
I know
college
I want to get a job.
Is great, having like doing what you want to do, like that's great. But you know, you want to get a fucking job.
But can I at least get a free Corona pass? I mean, like
I don't know, man.
I would
try.
Happen.
Dude, you need to get like, you know, all this other cool shit. That's great. Like, believe me, like, but you want to get a fucking job.
I do.
Honestly. Like, get a fucking job, and if you can manage to pull, if you can get in the state college area, that's great. But
because ideally, I'd want to do them at the same time.
I know, but you know, a job's more important than literally like anything else. Like getting a job somewhere, like you want to get something, because you know this stuff is great, you know, but a job is forever.
No, it isn't.
A job will start you on the path to making more money. A job, like, it'll allow you to go and do things. It'll allow you to go and have money to go to different. It'll allow you to go and get a house, you know, have a family, whatever the fuck you want, because that's like it'll give you stability. And like once you get a job, you know, once you get your fucking foot in the door, like that's the most important thing. You want to get your foot in the door somewhere. The sooner you start that, the sooner you can like get your experience up.
Someone in the chat says, "Play opening to Naruto, the song."
Dude, fuck Naruto.
That's our chat. All right, guys, we're gonna close out this Real News Quarantine. We're at 2 hours and 18 minutes.
So that is a shit tier anime.
Oh god, we don't want to open up the can of anime worms right now, but
And Jesus, play your fucking samurai jerk.
Dude, Samurai Jack is and never will be, and it is
He
not
said it
and never will
is.
be
He
an
said it is. It is an anime. You meant
I misspoke,
your
but I
first notes.
corrected.
Drama alert. Fucking what's a world star hip hop?
Oh god, dude, I corrected myself because I'm tired. It's almost 2 a.m. I misspoke a bit. I fixed it. It is not an anime, and it never will be. All right.
It is always an anime.
They-
It is
Fuck
spiritual
you,
anime.
and good night, everyone. This has been another Real News Quarantine. Stay safe and wash your hands. Oh god.
Stay away from